Very good morning, one and all present here.
Good morning, sir. Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning to all. Good morning to all. So today we are going to discuss about the assessment and returns. So we know this yesterday class we discussed some things about the assessment and returns. So as per this GST procedure, the assessment and return consist of four important steps or four important process. The first one is audit. The second one is assessment. Third one is demand and recovery. And the fourth one is advance ruling. So in this audit, you know that the audit may be classified into audit by a taxable person and audit by a GST tax authorities. Okay. So the audit under GST can be undertaken in two aspects. One is by the taxable person. That means if the threshold amount is less than 2 crores, that means if any dealer's turnover is less than 2 crores per annum, they can audit himself or herself. That is called as a audit by the taxable person. Whereas in case of if the amount is more than that, more than 2 crores, it may be audited by the taxable GST authorities. Okay. So in that case, there are two type of audit by the GST tax authorities. One is general authorities. General audit. The general audit means the audit ordered by the commissioner. Okay. Then another one is the personal audit. That means the personal audit will be conducted by the chartered accountant nominated by the commissioner. So normally it may be given, the order may be given by the deputy commissioner or assistant commissioner. So this is some things about the audit under GST. Then after that, the next process and procedure under the GST, that is called as a assessment. So after complete the audit, the next point we are going to discuss about the assessment. Assessment under GST. In that case, the assessment may be classified into various types. Even it may be broadly classified into two types. That means by the taxpayer, that assessment by the taxpayer and assessment by the tax authorities. That means that assessment may be conducted by two board categories or in two board section. One is by the taxpayer and another one is by the tax authorities. The taxpayer, the audit assessment by the taxpayer is called as a self-assessment. For example, so I am a dealer. That means I am the trader, registered trader under GST. So for my transaction, for my business, I will assess all my GST liabilities and I submit the returns to the GST Council or GST. That is called as a self-assessment. Okay. Whereas the assessment by tax authorities, the assessment by tax authorities may be classified into four types or in four ways. In four ways or in four situations, the assessment by tax authorities. The first one is the provisional assessment. The next one is the summary assessment. Then third one is the scrutiny of return. And the fourth one is the best judgment assessment. Even that best judgment assessment may be undertaken in two aspects. One is those who are not filed returns to the tax authorities, that is the GST tax authorities. Another one is those who are under the unregistered persons. These unregistered persons may be again classified into two types. One may be not yet registered their name and details in the GST Council or in GST Act. Another one is those who have already registered, but due to some reason, their registration may be cancelled by the tax authorities. So in this case, the assessment is based on the best judgment assessment. So various sections are there. We can say that is the section 59, maybe the assessment by the self-assessment. Section 60, it is the provisional assessment. Section 61, scrutiny of tax, that is the assessment by scrutiny of returns. And section 62, assessment of registered taxable persons who have failed to file tax return. And section 63, the assessment of unregistered person. And section 64, summary of assessment in certain special cases. Okay, so these all are some things about the assessment. And now the another topic or another important part under the assessment and return is demand and recovery. The demand and recovery is also one of the important part in the field of the assessment and recovery of the return of the GST. So in this case, the demand and recovery provisions are applicable when a registered dealer has paid tax incorrectly or not paid tax at all. So if any cases, if the persons, that is the registered persons, has paid tax incorrectly or not paid in all cases, they can come for the demand and recovery. It is also applicable when an incorrect refund or ITC, that is the input tax credit, so is claimed by the dealers. The proper officer will issue a showcase notice along with the demand for payment of tax and penalty in case of fraud. The demands can rise in the following cases. So in what are the cases the demand is going to be arise? The first one is unpaid or short paid tax or wrong refund. If anyone is unpaid or short paid or wrong refund, in any cases, in this case, there are three important cases of that. Unpaid means not yet paid, or short paid tax means only they have paid partly or less than the actual assessment or the actual tax liabilities, or wrong refund. Suppose they have paid tax to the tax GST and they were received a refund in the form of the input credit tax. It may be in wrong aspects or in wrong manners, or the amount is more than what they are actually eligible to receive their refund. In that case also, the demand and recovery is applicable. Then another important cases is the tax collected but not deposited with the central or state government. This is also quite common, or this is also arise. So the persons, that is the registered dealers, already collected tax from the ultimate customers or the sellers, buyers, but he has not paid that amount, or he has not deposited that amount properly to the central government or the state government. So this is one of the important case. That means we have to verify or we have to check in a proper manner whether the registered dealers or the taxable person has deposited the GST to the central government or to the state government. Then the third case is the central GST and the state GST paid when integrated GST was payable and vice versa. So these things also happen. That means only two type of GST will be applicable in any cases, or the trade will happen to anywhere. Even it may be in, within the state or among the state or between the state or in any cases or international trade. So whatever the trade may be there, so only two type of tax is going to be charged under the GST. One will be central GST. It is a common. Central GST will be the common. Whether it is a local, that is the interstate trade or intrastate trade. And another GST will be SGST, or that means state GST or integrated GST. That will be depends upon where the transaction is going to be happen or how the transaction is going to be transferred from one place to another place. Okay, so in case if anything will be wrong, in for example, so instead of state GST, somebody may charge the integrated GST, or instead of integrated GST, somebody may charge the state GST. So in this case, there will be a calculation. There will be a mistakes. So in this case, there is a need of demand and recovery. Okay, if demand is not paid, the GST authority start recovery proceedings. So in this case, if the demand is not paid, the GST authority start recovery proceedings. Then another one is advance ruling. Advance ruling, that means that is the another important procedure of the assessment and returns. Advance ruling under GST means seeking clarifications from GST authority on certain tax matter before starting the proposed activities. This helps to reduce costly litigations. In advance ruling is an written decision given by the tax authority to an applicant on queries related to the supply of goods and services. So you can easily understand that advance ruling is a seeking clarification from the tax authority on certain tax matter. Okay, for examples, suppose I want to submit my GST return to the GST authorities. Before I'm going to submitting my returns to the tax authorities, I must get some clarifications. So I have dealing, I dealt with this kind of transaction, whether it will comes under this category or that category, or this will be interstate trade or intrastate trade, or this will be comes under this tax rate slab or that tax rate slab. So like that, before we are going to submitting our return to the tax authorities, we must get some clarifications from the GST authorities. So that is called as a advance ruling. So advance ruling is a written decision given by the tax authority to the applicant. For example, so if I ask any clarifications regarding this aspect, the tax authority will give the written discussion or the written reply or the information. So based on that, I have to file my tax. So this is something about the advance ruling. Okay, so this all comes under the procedure of GST procedure. So we can easily understand. And again, I'm telling the GST procedure consists of 4 important process or steps. One is the audit. So how the audit is going to be taken. Then another one is that assessment. What are the different types of assessment is there? Then demand and recovery. In what cases or when the demand and recovery will arises. So we already mentioned there are 4 cases are very important regarding demand and recovery. Another one is the advance ruling. That means it is one kind of clarification. So the applicant, that a taxable person, will get some clarification before the final return to the tax authority. So this is something about the GST procedures. Okay. So now again another important question we can understand. In this case, audit under GST. The questions may be the first question: explain different circumstances or of audit under GST. It may be one question. So in this case, you have to write. Another one is the assessment under GST. Explain or critically evaluate assessment under GST. Assessment under GST is one of the important question. So you must remember this is one of the very important question. Definitely the examiner will ask this kind of question in this unit because this is the only essay question in this unit. So you must remember and you must get back. You have to read again and again about this topic to understand about the assessment under GST. So we can say there are 5 type of assessment. Among the 5 type of assessment, the self-assessment is made by the taxable person. That is the independent. The dealer itself submit the assessment is called as the self-assessment. The remaining 4 assessment by the tax authorities or by some other persons. Okay. So this is called as a assessment under the GST. So in this way, so we have completed the GST procedure. And another important topic is called as inward supply. Before we are going to discuss about this inward supply, so the students, if you have any clarifications or doubt regarding this GST procedure, so you may get in touch. So you may get some get in touch, or you may get some clarifications regarding these matters. Okay.